6-6. You have 2 winnable games in front of you, but besides that, everything is a big challenge. You don't know if you're good enough to beat the Baltimore Ravens or if you're not good enough to beat the Baltimore Ravens. But right now, you just don't look like a team that's going to make the postseason, that's going to find their way into the playoffs. And it's quickly looking like the first losing season of Mike Tomlin's career, which brings up even more questions about whether or not you do keep him or if you move on or if it's all over. And if this is how the ship sinks, because eventually you just hit a point, everybody hits a point where everything gets old. And the Pittsburgh Steelers in their current situation with Mike Tomlin may be getting old, and it may have run its course, and it may be time to end it. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the Fire Tomlin chance. Let's talk about where the Pittsburgh Steelers go from here. First off, before we get going, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Can't thank you guys enough for everything that you do. There will be people walking by because we are right in the doorway, which means DK Pittsburgh Sports is about to come through. Pittsburgh Sports Now is coming through in about 5 minutes. Shout out to both of them. This game was an embarrassment. And it's an embarrassment that's added on to many other embarrassments. And I mean, it's nothing new for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You can't sit here right now and say, I am stunned that the Steelers did not look good. You got to be kidding me. Against the Buffalo Bills, that somehow I thought I pegged this as a game that they were going to win and they were going to win big time on, and, well, they just couldn't do it. No, you came into this game and you said there's a 50% chance that the Pittsburgh Steelers shock the world and that, you know, it's the beginning of the comeback for the black and gold. And then there's a 50% chance that the Steelers lay an egg so big that you feel this season's over. And, well, the season's over. That's what the end of this game was. Aaron Rodgers is beat up and bruised. And at this point, man, I don't know how much he's got left in the tank because, quite frankly, he looks bad out there. He looks like a guy who has been beat to hell and is trying so hard to keep it together, but at the same time understands that he's 41 years old and this is the last go. And, you know, maybe you accept it. And this is crazy. We're turning some lights on here. Maybe we're not turning lights on. There it is. There they go. This is a team that isn't going to get him where he wants to be. And he signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers, hoping that this, you know, he believed in Mike Tomlin. He believed in the pit. No, I think at this point we're looking at it going, it's very evident that Aaron Rodgers is just a 41-year-old quarterback who, don't get me wrong, future Hall of Famer, but he's 41 years old. At some point, everybody loses some juice. And Rodgers he's lost his juice. He's lost the juice. And you can't replace him. Who are you going to replace him with? Mason Rudolph? Mason Rudolph should have been benched for Will Howard the second that he threw another interception. It's so crazy, but right now you actually look at it and you say we are approaching very quickly a point where the Pittsburgh Steelers and Will Howard make a lot of sense right now to give the rookie an opportunity to see what you have in him and if he's good enough. Because once you lose to the Baltimore Ravens, if you lose to the Baltimore Ravens, you're fighting so far from the ground up that it's going to be so difficult to force yourself back into the AFC North race and into playoff contention that I don't know if you're going to be able to do it. I genuinely don't. I think at the quarterback position, Aaron Rodgers is proving that, look, he's awesome. Again, I don't want to disrespect Aaron, man. I have all the respect in the world for what he's done as a football player. And I don't think the Steelers have a better option behind him. I think they just have an option that's a rookie that you might as well test the waters with, because what else are you looking for? What else are you trying to get out of this season? Are you trying to continue to lose games and just play 40-year-old players? I just don't think that's the way to go about it. On